Hello everyone. Welcome to this special session on MFI360. My name is Neeraj Agarwal and I am part of the products team of ICRA Analytics. I have with me my colleague Sumit Somani, and both of us would be giving you a brief demonstration of our cloud-based product, MFI360. So I'm just sharing my screen and starting off with the demonstration. Sumit, can you just confirm if I'm audible and you are able to see my screen?
Yes, I can see the screen.
Okay, thank you so much. And I would request participants, if you have any questions, you can just type it in the chat box and we would take this up after our session is over. Right. So MFI 360 is a cloud-based research solution wherein a user can do n number of different research on mutual funds. So our product currently has 30 odd reports spread across performance, portfolio, industry, tools, and utilities. And each of the report which is there in the product has been created with a use case which would help you take your business to greater heights. So this is our objective with which we have launched this product, and we want each one of you to take advantage of this product so that you can do your business in a much smarter way. You can address your client queries in a much smarter way, and you can create and share with your clients all the reports that you always wanted to share with them, right? So with that objective, let me now explain what are the different things that can be done in this product. So the screen that you are seeing in front of you right now is the home page of the product. So even in the home page of the product, we have provided you multiple data points. So in the left-hand side table, you would find that we have the category average for all the SEBI-defined categories, and you can see their average performance for different time periods. So in case you are analyzing an equity category, so maybe you can look at 1 year, 3 year, 5 year, 7 year, or 10 year performance. And in case you are looking at shorter end of the curve, like a liquid or ultra short term category, maybe you can look at 15 days, 3 months, 6 months as per your requirement. So if you click on any of the category, like I have just clicked on the equity mid cap category, you will find that on the right hand side, you would have all the funds from the mid cap category. And in the first view, you would find the top 10. And if you just sort it, you will find the bottom 10 within this category. So the objective out here is that you have all the data points that you want at your fingertips so that you get more and more talking points whenever you are interacting with your prospects. Now, if you click on show more from here, you will go to a page wherein you would have all the funds within that category that we clicked. In our case, we clicked on the equity mid-cap category, and you would find all the funds along with their performance across different time periods like 7 day, 15 day, 1 month, 3 months, 1 year, and so on. And you would also have data points like launch date, AUM, and also the expense ratio. And the entire data point which you are seeing out here can be downloaded in an Excel format. So bear with me for a second. Yeah. So we have the data point out here, and you can download this thing in an Excel file. And our application also provides you with some customization options, like you can upload your own company's logo from this option so that all the reports that you download from the product would have your logo. And we also provide option to provide your header as well as footer in the product so that those reports are customized when you are sharing with your prospect. I'll just download one Excel file and show it to you how it looks like. So you can see the logo is appearing here. So the moment you upload your own company's logo, the logo would be there in all the Excel that you download from the product. This line, which is the header, is currently vacant because I have not provided any customized text. But the moment you provide, so that particular text would appear in all the reports. Moving on, so you will see that all the fund name which you are seeing out here has been hyperlinked to a different report. So let me just take you to one of the report from the product, which we call fund dashboard. So it is one of the flagship report in the product, which you can think to be a digital fact sheet. So in this particular report, what we have provided is all the information which we normally look for in a fund has been provided in 5 tabs. So in first tab, we would have the basic information on the fund, like the name, the fund manager name, category, etc. You would also have a AUM movement graph on the last 12 months data. And any graph that you see in the product can be easily downloadable in a multiple format, so that if you are active on social media, in case you want to share any story with respect to a fund, you can quickly download the information from the product and share it in your timeline. Right, moving on, we also have a very interactive graph for a fund wherein you can compare the NAV of the fund with the benchmark for different time periods. So again, this is an interactive graph. You can select the predefined time period from here, or you can provide the time period in the calendar as per your requirement. In case you don't want to show the benchmark with respect to the fund, you can just click on the benchmark name and it would disappear from the chart, right? One more information what we are providing out here is all the fund managers who have managed these funds, their performance would also be provided. So for this fund, we also only have one fund manager. In case there have been multiple fund managers associated with a fund, you would find all their names, period for which they manage the fund, and also the returns. So again, this kind of information is very helpful when you are analyzing a particular fund. Moving to the second tab, we have returns from multiple perspectives. So we have the P2P return, the calendar year return, growth of rupees 10,000, rolling return, and everywhere what we are doing is we are comparing this with the benchmark index as well as the category average. Again, the objective out here is so that you get multiple talking points, and all of these time periods that you see in this report are pre-configured. So the application is not taking any time to calculate this data point. We have different reports in the product wherein you can calculate returns as on any time period, any rolling return based on any period or frequency. So all those reports are also there, and I would be spending time on this report. But this report is like a digital fact sheet, right? So you have all the information out here in your fingertip, and you don't have to create any presentation also when you are talking about these funds to your client or your prospect. You can straight away open this product in front of your client, and you can just navigate all the USPs that you want to talk about the fund from the report itself, right? Moving on, we have statistical ratios wherein we are providing standard deviation, beta, and the Sharpie for the fund. And we also have a risk return matrix chart wherein you can see where this particular fund is positioned with respect to other funds within the same category. So again, all these charts are very helpful when you are talking about the fund in front of your prospect, right? And in the portfolio segment, what we have provided is that for any of the 6 months, past 6 months, you can get this view, like the top 10 holding, top 5 sectors for a fund, asset allocation, market capitalization, what has entered the portfolio with respect to last month, what has gone out from the portfolio with respect to last month, and the entire detailed portfolio. So again, we have a detailed portfolio analysis report wherein you can download the report for multiple time periods and multiple funds at a time. But in this report also, you get this view. You can just download this Excel file in case your client is eager to see the detailed portfolio once the month-end portfolios are disclosed by the AMCs. So all in all, it's a power pack report in the product wherein you can see multiple information about a fund. And others is again a catch-all field wherein we have provided the minimum investment amount, the SIP dates from the SID, and the PE, PB, and dividend yield from the latest available fact sheet, comparison with other funds from the similar category, and some dividend history, news on the fund AMC, and the addendums declared by the AMC. So this is a very rich report in case you want to know more about a fund. And this entire thing that I have just showed you can also be downloaded in a PDF format in your own logo, right? So again, this is very exciting. So you can download this entire report to your prospects. So right now I have my company's logo, but you can customize this with your logo and you can share this report with your clients. So if fact sheet or this product note is your requirement, you want to share them with your clients. So we also have one more report in the product, which we call fund fact sheet. So this fund dashboard is a very detailed report. The report goes into 5 or 7 pages, but this fund fact sheet is a simple one-pager document, again, which can be customized in your logo, right? And you see we have information, basic information on the fund, comparison with the benchmark index, some data on performance, ratios, and some portfolio stats. And again, this information you can easily download in a PDF. And then this is a one-pager PDF and not a very detailed PDF that you would like to share with your client. So again, based on your use case, based on your requirement, you can pick and choose and share the content with your clientele, right? Now let me move to some more reports from the product, and let me talk about some use cases that you can solve using this kind of a product which is hosted on a cloud environment. So we have a state-of-the-art screener in the product. So we have so many schemes in the mutual fund industry, and the moment you want to just select 5 or 10 best schemes from all the available schemes, so this kind of a screener comes very handy. So we have options like the AMC name, nature, sub-nature, options, benchmark index, riskometer. So let's say you have a use case, your client has just called you up, you are traveling in a Uber, and the client wants to know the top 5 performing equity fund based on the last 5 years performance, right? So again, this kind of a use case can be easily handled from the product. You just select all the AMCs or the selected AMCs with whom you want your client to get invested into. Just select equity from the nature. Maybe from the sub nature, we will select large and mid cap, mid cap, multi cap, and maybe small cap. From the option, we'll select growth, right? Sub plan, we will select regular, which are available for investment, open-ended, and maybe the return period last 5 years and the top 5 funds. So just this selection and you click on submit. And the screener will do the rest. So you have in front of you the 5 schemes as per the use case which the client provided. And whatever portfolios or the set that you create in the product, you can just add them into your basket or the portfolio or the set, whatever nomenclature that you use. Again, this is a very handy tool. I'll just do this once in front of you. So these 5 schemes we have selected, this is the filter which the client requested, right? So I will just click on this box because I want to add all the 5 schemes into my portfolio. In case I want to just add 1 or 2 schemes, again, there is a tick mark in front of the scheme name. We can just click on this, but in this case, I want to select all 5. So I will click here and I will click on this box, square box with an tick icon, right? I will just click this and all the 5 schemes have now been added into my selected schemes bucket. And in case I want to create a set out of it, it's very simple. Just select all the scheme name and give it any name. Maybe I will just put it a name like test 120422. And the application is telling me that there is no set matching this name. So I will just click on create a new one. Right? The prompt which I have received, it has said that the sync has been generated. I will click on OK. And I will just call that set once again to add those schemes into that set. Right? And I will click on save. So it is as simple, and my schemes have been added to the scheme set which I just created. And there are multiple usage of this portfolio or the set that I have created here. All the different reports which are there in the application, I can just quickly call those scheme set that I have created for further analysis. And maybe I will take you to a couple of those reports from the product. So one of our most used report in the product is returns analysis. So because returns and the performance assessment is very important because we want to analyze fund based on the historical data. And this is something which our clients or prospects wants to know, right? So in this report, what we can do is we can generate absolute returns, which we call point-to-point return, rolling return, and also a fixed periodic return. So fixed periodic return is nothing but a kind of an absolute return wherein, let's say the requirement is to generate returns on every month on month, every quarter on quarter, or maybe if you are analyzing a debt fund and if you have some HNI clients with you, maybe they want to know the returns of their portfolio every Monday or every Wednesday. So this kind of things we are catering through this report, which we call returns analysis, and then fixed periodic option under returns analysis. Now let's go back to point-to-point return. And maybe for this schemes, I want to calculate the point-to-point return for multiple time periods. So I will just select here. And in this window, I have the option of calling back the schemes which are there in my selected schemes window, or from the user set, I can call any of the previous set that I have already created in the application. So all the portfolio or the set that you have created will all appear here in the dropdown, right? So let us now generate few reports. So maybe I want to generate the point-to-point return as on 31st of March. So from the calendar, I will select 31st March, right? And you can go to any date that you want. And maybe I am adding few periods as 1, 3, 5 years. And again, the different time period that you select from the drop-down, there are many available in the drop-down. And in case you want to create any for your own consumption, so that can also be created from our settings option. Right, so I've selected 1, 3, 5 years. And we also have this other criteria. So again, this is very important and very helpful at a different point of time. In case you want to add some other data points, like maybe the benchmark index for the fund, or the corpus, or the current expense ratio, the fund manager name, the ANC name, this kind of a thing, in case you want to add to your analysis, so you can just quickly add it from here, and then you can generate your report. So I've added few just for our consumption. And here we also have an option to add rank to our analysis. So 1, 2, 3 rank in a different color. This can also be done. And in case we want to use quartile analysis, so that can also be done here. And with this, what I'm doing is I'm just clicking on show report. And the application will calculate the returns for the periods that we have chosen and also the different other criteria. So you can see the output is in front of us, the 5 scheme name, along with the corpus and the expense ratio, along with the fund manager name, launch date, nature, subnature, which we selected from other criteria, and then returns for 1 year, 3 year, 5 year, along with the rank as we wanted to see in the product. So rank is given here based on the different time periods, and if we specifically wanted to highlight rank 1, 2, and 3, so those have been done by the product, right? Moving on, so we also have a rolling return analysis, and this rolling return can be done on any time period that we want. So again, what I am doing is maybe I'm selecting a time period of 1st April 2021 to 31st March 2022. Right? And for this period, maybe I want to do an analysis on monthly rolling and monthly frequency. And maybe other criteria I've already shown. So maybe I will just remove this from the data set and I will click on show report. So again, this report is fully customizable. So whatever time period you want to select, you can select from the calendar, and you can add your return period and return frequency as per your own requirement. Right, so we have the rolling return based on the criteria that we have provided to the application. In case we want to add the average return here, so that is also possible. We just need to click on this option which says min, max, and average. So as I just showed you, so again, this is a very important report from the performance assessment point of view. In a single report, you get to see the point-to-point return, the rolling return, the fixed periodic return, and also a host of other features like other criteria, comparison with benchmark. So all these things can be done using the returns analysis report. So in the interest of time, I'm just moving on to other reports from the product. So as I previously mentioned, so there are 30 odd reports in the product. So it might not be possible at my end to show all the reports, but I'm trying my best to show the reports which are very important, serves a lot of use cases, and would come handy when you are analyzing different funds for your own consumption or maybe for creating portfolio of your clients. So let us now move to the portfolio analysis report. So again, in this report, you can generate 100 portfolio for 12 months at one go, right? So you can just select the scheme names like we did previously, select the time period that you want. Maybe I will just generate this for last 3 months, and we can generate this for 12 months at one go. In case you want to add any of these codes like ISIN code, BAC code, NEC code in the Excel file, you can just select. So I'm just selecting ISIN code and I'm clicking on show report. So here you can see, so all this data has been generated for us. And again, in case you want to download this in an Excel file and generate some further analysis on this, so this is also possible. So this comes in a very decent format. So you can see we have the portfolio date, fund size, nature, company name, sector, and the sector which we use in the product is the 4-level sector classification recommended by AMFI and is used by all the AMCs when they are disclosing any data in a public domain. So you will find those sector names aligned with the data released by the AMCs. We have the instrument name, ISIN, rating, quantity. So all the information that you need to analyze a fund properly. So all these things would be there for you, right? And in this portfolio report only, we have multiple other options like a new entry exit. So this particular report, what it does is it compares the fund with the previous month. So let's say I want to compare with respect to February, and I want to see which are the new stocks that have entered into this 5 funds that I have selected. So I will just click on show report, right? So immediately I have the names of the new stocks that have entered in the 5 funds. So for 2 funds, there are no new stocks, but for Baroda BNP Paribas Midcap Fund, we see that Lupin is the new stock as compared to the previous month. And for IDFC, Astral is the new stock. Similarly, we can see reports on which are the stocks that have exited. And in case you want to see both of them together, so that is also possible. We also have one more option, which is a market cap option. In case we want to see the market capitalization for the funds that we have selected. Again, here we also have 2 options. One is basis the market capitalization, which is released by AMFI on a half yearly basis. So basis that the classification can be generated. In case you want to use any of your custom classification, to use the small cap, mid cap, and large cap notation, so that can also be done from the product. So I have used the SEBI or the AMFI classification, and based on that, we have the data for large cap, mid cap, small cap, and whatever the cash component is there in the portfolio, that is coming in the 4th column, right? This is again very interesting. This is a value addition which we are providing in the product, which is for the trade analysis. So in this report, what we basically provide is all the debt and money market transaction which an AMC does is reported in a public domain after a 15-day lag as per a SEBI notification. So we capture all of this data in the product, and this data you can see at an AMC level. So in case you want to deep dive into a debt portfolio of an AMC, and you want to see that apart from the month-end portfolio, what are the trades which our AMC is doing, whether there is any inter-scheme transfer or not. So all those assessment can be done using the trade analysis report. We also have a portfolio change report. In case we want to see for at any AMC, what is the entire portfolio that is changing hands from one month to another month. So let's compare March 22 with March 21, right? So I've selected Axis Mutual Fund, and I want to just see what is the change in the portfolio between these 2 financial years. So we will get a very detailed report. So in all of this table, you can download an Excel file, because maybe it might not be convenient to see all of this information in the front end. So you have the report on addition in number of share, reduction in number of share, right? Number of new stocks which has come into the portfolio, and what has gone out from the portfolio at an AMC level, right? So this is again a very detailed report, and many of our clients speak highly about this kind of report because this comes handy in their day-to-day operations. Last but not the least, in the portfolio section, in case you want to see the riskometer, so just select the portfolio months from the drop down, right? So maybe I'm just selecting 2 months, 3 months maybe. Riskometer type I have selected, and we'll just click on show report. So for this 5 funds, you will also get to see the riskometer reported by the funds in the public domain. So this portfolio analysis report is very helpful for the users in case they want to deep dive on any fund. And similarly, we have multiple other reports on the portfolio segment. So we have a sector holding report, stock holding report, in case you want to know about any stock, like how much is being held by different AMCs. So this is again very interesting. So I'll just type Paytm. Maybe some of you follow this stock and you want to see how much there has been a change. So you just add the stock name, and you can see that as on the latest disclosed portfolio, the total holding by all the AMCs combined is 387 crore. And in case you want to see the detailed breakup on that, just click on the company name, and you will be taken to the stock holding dashboard, where you will see a pie chart on the different AMCs in terms of their holding in the stock, right? So the data is being calculated at the back end so that we can see this in the dashboard. It will take a minute's time because it's analyzing the entire portfolio of all the AMCs, and then the data is coming in our dashboard. Yeah, so you can see this entire breakup. And in case you want to see So today the holding is 387 crore. But what was the holding maybe a couple of months back? So from the drop down, the data is still coming up. Just a second. So in this drop down only, we can select any other time period. So maybe I think the IPO came in October or something. So we can see what was the holding. So it came in October. So we will see the information in November. So in November, we can see the total holding was 977 crore, which has now been reduced to 323 crore. So in case you want to do this kind of an analysis, and just by doing couple of clicks, so this is the section wherein you will have to come to. From the portfolio, you will have to just come to the sector holding report. Similarly, we also have a stock holding report. And in the interest of time, I'm not going into specific reports, but all those use cases can be handled pretty well in the product. So I'll just show you a couple of more reports. So one is a portfolio overlap report. So again, the purpose of investment in mutual fund is just to diversify the portfolio, right? And when we have two funds in the portfolio and we want to see how much is the common stock holding between two funds, so this kind of a report and this kind of an assessment can quickly be done in portfolio overlap report. So here I am comparing IDBI Equity Advantage with IDBI Flexi Cap. So you can add any two funds that you want and you can see they are overlapped based on the portfolio month that you will select. So here the overlap is 50% and you will get a host of data. And in case you want to do a sector level assessment, so that is also possible. Just click on any of the sector and on the right hand side, you will find all the holdings within a sector and how much is the holding by fund A and fund B. So these are very interesting reports which we have created in the product, and we sincerely hope that all of this would come handy to you. Similarly, we have an asset industry section wherein we analyze a lot of data which is available at an industry level, AUM data, geographic distribution. We have some very good dashboard on the fund manager and the AMC. So maybe I'll just show you fund manager dashboard. So in this particular report, we get to see the details on the entire holding of the fund manager. So maybe I will open for Abhinav Sharma and you can select any fund manager as per your requirement, right? So you will get to some details on the fund manager, how many funds he is managing based on the SEBI nature, and the entire breakup of the asset allocation, how many companies he is holding, the sector exposure, the rating allocation in case there are few debt securities in the portfolio, returns for multiple time periods, combining all the funds, right? Growth of rupees 10,000 and the history of the fund manager, how many funds he is managing across different time periods. So again, this kind of dashboards come very handy and it can be downloaded in a PDF format in case you have an HNI client and before enrolling, he wants to know more about the fund manager or the AMC. So this kind of a report you can easily download from the product and share with your client. So last report I want to show is a tool which we call a portfolio scanner tool. So this tool is very handy in case you want to analyze the funds which the client is currently holding in the portfolio, right? And you want to quickly tell him like how many stocks he's holding, what is the holding in terms of sector. So this kind of an analysis can quickly be done in our report, which we call portfolio scanner. Here you can select the scheme as per your requirement, or you can just call the scheme that you have already created here. So let me just call the scheme which we created just now. Right? So these are the 5 schemes that we had added. Right? And we can just provide the allocation, the portfolio allocation of these reports, of the funds in the portfolio. Maybe I will just put some random numbers. And it can also be done in terms of rupee. And in case you want to upload your common account statement, which NSDL publishes every month, so this report can also be downloaded and uploaded in the application, right? So once I just click on show report, the application, what it is doing is, it is combining all the 5 funds together and giving us a very good analysis on like how much is the holding in terms of an AMC, category, asset allocation in the current month, previous month, and the average of last 12 months. What is the market cap in the current month, previous month portfolio, and the average for last 12 months, sector allocation. And you can see this report at any of the 4 level of sector classification, which we have in our database. holding the top 20, holding analysis in terms of top 5, top 10, top 20, and we can segregate this between equity and debt in case it is a hybrid fund, right? Rating profile in case it is a debt fund, maturity profile, instrument allocation, returns analysis, P2P returns for all the 5 funds together, and an overall portfolio level. This is the weightages that we have provided. So again, this is very interesting report, right? We also provide you some ratios, what is come in the portfolio, what has gone out, correlation metrics based on the 5 funds, and also the portfolio overlap. So this is a very interesting report, and you can also download this entire report in a PDF by providing your own details like the name, email ID, phone number, address, some comment for the prospect, and you can immediately download this in a PDF and you can share this with your client. So I'm taking a pause here after this PDF gets downloaded, and I'm just opening for Q&A in case you have any questions. So there are many other reports in the product, as I previously said, but in the interest of time, I'll just walk you through the key reports from the product, and I'm happy to answer any questions that you might be having. Sumit, if you can just read the questions from that chat window, if there are any.
Till now, we have received only one question. Can we share this report on social media?
Okay. Yeah, we can share. So I think your question is like, when you download any content from the product, can you share this in your own timeline, in your LinkedIn page or in your Twitter handle? So of course you can share. I don't see any reason why we cannot share the content from the product. Any other question or any use case that you have in your mind, which you want us to just explain using this product? Sumit, can you read any questions which are coming in the chat box?
We have a question from Night Planner. So he is asking for pricing.
Yeah. So Sumit, do you want to take this up?
Yes. So this product, the SRP of the product is 45,000, and for participants for this course, we are offering it at a very attractive price with a very good discount. So the pricing at which we are offering is at 25,000. So the SRP of the product is 45,000, and for the members of 25, we are offering this at 25. This per annum.
So the annual renewal price would depend upon the market dynamics that will be there in the next year. But based on the historical data, what we can comment is it's always less than the pricing with which you have subscribed to the product. And there would be a lot of development that we keep on doing in the product, right? So this will be a value for money when you are subscribing to the product. This much we can say. And yes, this is yearly pricing. Okay. Okay. So Pankaj, your question is how can we compare two portfolios and with respect to the current portfolio? So you want just, let me take an example. So you just want to ask, let's say you have Axis Blue Chip in your portfolio and you want to compare the portfolio of March with respect to February. Is my understanding correct? So we can go to the portfolio analysis report, just select the fund for which you want to generate the portfolio for 2 months, and you can simply download the Excel file for the 2 months. That is for the entire portfolio holding. In case you just want to see the new entry and exit, that can also be done using the new entry exit window in the portfolio analysis report. Right? And in case you want to compare the overlap between the two funds, right? So you can go to the portfolio overlap report, select those two funds, and you can generate the portfolio overlap report as per your requirement. So there are multiple reports available in the product for multiple perspectives. You can in fact add these two reports in portfolio scanner also. Just upload these two funds, provide the allocation. It could be 50-50, 60-40 based on your requirement, and you can generate the entire detailed report across different dimension of portfolio and performance to analyze. Right? I'm sorry, I'm not aware of NJ Wealth 360 and what is the content of this product. So our product MFI360 Research is completely a research solution available on cloud, right? This solution allows user to analyze a fund from multiple perspectives, whether it is performance, portfolio, industry data, and there are different calculators also, SIP, SWP, STP, different kinds of calculators are there in the product. So this is what we bring to the table. I'm not sure what is there in the NJ's Wealth 360. I have not seen that product, so I'm not in a position to comment. Hope you understand. Any other question, any other feedback that you have, anything you want to know more? Yes. This I think we already mentioned this in our previous session also. So you all will be getting a special discount in future as well. And when you are signing up for this product, my strong recommendation would be look at the features and what we bring to the table and not the discount that we are offering now. The product is worth much, much more than what the current price is telling you. Again, sorry, Pankaj, I'm not in a position to compare with any of our competitors' product. What we bring to the table, I'm more than happy to explain. But what is there in any competitor's product, sorry, not in a position, and I really don't want to comment on that. Hope you understand. Okay, so how can I subscribe? So just let us know you are interested. We will let somebody from the team get in touch with you and we can complete the formalities. You can just share your number in the chat window. We'll make a note of it and somebody from my team will get in touch with you at the earliest. Yeah. I'm making a note of your number. Any other questions? And once you enroll for this course, we would be having a detailed session on MFI 360 in one of the classes, wherein we would be talking more about the different use cases. So you should take advantage of this course also. There is a lot to learn from this course, and MFI 360 tool you can use for doing all your practical assignments. Shikant, there is no restriction as such, because you have, once you subscribe to the product, you can take out any of the screenshot from the product and you can share in the social media. You can even give us source credit if you want. And for all the charts that you would be downloading from the application, anyways, there would be a source given for our name, like MFI 360 would be mentioned. Any other questions? So if there are no questions, maybe I will request Athira to wrap up this session, and our contact details are with you. You can reach out to us anytime for any questions. Okay, is there any other tools? Okay, any other tool in what aspect? So for MF research, if you are asking, so we have one tool in the cloud environment, and we also have a tool which would be installed in your desktop or the laptop that you are using. So ICRA Analytics has host of okay. Okay, so ICRA Analytics has a host of products. You can just go to our website, ikraanalytics.com, and go to the product section. You will get to know more about our different products. So we have products for insurance. We have products for mutual fund ranking if you are doing. So we have a cloud hosted solution for ranking as well. And there are multiple other products for different use cases. Would suggest you reach out to the website. And in case you want to know more about any of the products, so there are details available. You can just share your details as well, and the team would reach out to you. Okay, so I don't think there are any other questions. So would like to thank Aditya for arranging this wonderful session, and would like to thank everyone for participating in this session. Hope this session was useful, and we would look forward for your queries, if any. We would be happy to interact with you again for any queries, anything that you want to discuss with us, right? Yeah, so Atira, I think we can wrap up this session. Mohit, can you please share your number so that I can make a note of it? Yeah, thank you so much for your time. We are ending this session now. Thank you so much.